So you join Wattpad, but now what are you supposed to do to stand out in the crowd? Want to succeed on Wattpad? You need reads, votes, and comments to get noticed, but it takes dedication and time to build a loyal fan base. Don't worry, I'm here to help you maximize your chances of being discovered in the vast Wattpad universe. With over 70 million monthly users and over 600 million stories, there's huge potential for readership. Plus, Wattpad's focus on reading makes it the perfect place for writers to build a following. I'm Rodney Smith with Writers Connect, and today we're looking at 7 ways to get started on Wattpad. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now is a perfect time to do so. Simply click that subscribe button and also leave a like to show your support. It helps the channel grow and reach a wider audience to help more Wattpadders like yourself. So with that out of the way, let's get started to finding your audience. To thrive on Wattpad, authors must create a captivating story that will entice readers to vote and comment on it. One key to success: craft a well-written, compelling, and original story that is free of errors. The goal is to keep readers engrossed so they won't lose interest. But here's the exciting part. Even stories with technical flaws can find success on Wattpad. How is this possible? Well, it's because the author has connected with the reader on a personal level. Wattpadders are more willing to overlook technical errors if they can identify with the main character. Characters are like avatars for readers, and stories that provoke intense emotions such as joy, sadness, passion, love, or fury have an even greater chance of flourishing. If you want your Wattpad stories to be successful, it's important to know how users find them. Although many users rely on the featured and recommended stories on the Wattpad homepage, this video will focus on things we can actually influence. First up is good old-fashioned word of mouth. People trust their friends, so if someone loves your book, they're more likely to recommend it to others. If you can get people talking about your story, then you're on the right track. Readers also search for stories they want by entering tropes or subjects they want to read about into Wattpad's search field and then browsing the search results. And finally, don't underestimate the power of reading lists. Readers will often browse the reading lists of people who have similar reading tastes as them and find stories that way. Wattpad is a huge and constantly changing place, like so many spots on the internet. But don't worry, there are ways to increase the chances of readers finding your story. You can use up to 20 tags per story, so use them wisely. These tags help users find stories using keywords, so be smart about the ones you use. If there are trending tags that apply to your story, include them, and remember to update tags as trends change. You can check the tags on popular stories for ideas. Some stories fit into more than one genre, so choose the one you think your story will appeal to most. But don't be afraid to experiment to find the best fit. Keep in mind that popular categories like teen fiction, romance, fantasy, and fan fiction are very crowded. On the other hand, categories like vampire, adventure, and historical fiction have less competition. Get involved in Wattpad contests, anthologies, and writers support groups, but remember to follow the guidelines for each. With support groups, the goal is to support and promote all involved, not just yourself. So, when Wattpad suggests a story, readers have to make a quick decision whether or not to click on it. Some people read on a handheld device, so all they see is a small thumbnail of your cover, the title, and the beginning of your description. To get that click, you need to ace all 3 of these things. First, your cover is super important, like really important. Just know that your book is definitely judged by its cover, so make sure it's a good one. Next is your title. The best titles on Wattpad are simple and describe what the story is about. Like if you're writing about mermaids and vampires in a romance story, you could call it Mermaids and the Vampires Who Love Them. Or if you're writing a romance involving an alien, you could call it Alien Invasion, a love story. Make sure your title conveys something specific and matches the tone of your story. Avoid being too generic or esoteric. Finally, your story description. This is like an ad for your story, so you want to make it short and enticing. It's a fine balance between revealing enough details to capture interest and not telling the whole plot. Include the conflict and some specific details. Think about why someone should read your story. What makes it unique? What's the hook? Take a look at how Wattpad page stories set out their story descriptions and copy that structure. Short log line of about 30 words, a break, and then a longer description that hits the main points. Wattpad is literally showing you the best method, and it's consistent. Always learn from the pros. Assuming your cover, title, and story description have effectively lured readers to click on that first chapter, what comes next? Chapter 1 is crucial as it serves as the reader's initial impression of your work, so it's essential to make it count. Start with an attention-grabbing sentence that poses a question, leaving the reader no choice but to keep reading to find out the answer. Your writing should be excellent, engaging, and vivid. To enhance readability, I recommend keeping the first chapter brief, around 1,500 words, and incorporating numerous paragraph breaks. Lengthy chapters with dense blocks of text can be daunting for readers, so make sure your writing is inviting, not off-putting. There was a recent discussion among readers that revealed that some only read dialogue, causing them to miss important parts of the story in their quest to get to the good parts. Dialogue is typically broken up, creating white space that provides natural resting places for the eyes and the brain, making it easier and quicker to comprehend. By treating your paragraphs like dialogue or action beats and breaking them up, you may find that readers are more likely to stick around for the entire story. How do you get your readers to click on the next chapter and then the chapter after that? Because most Wattpad stories are posted serially, there are gaps of time between posts. It is therefore imperative to leave the reader wanting more at the end of each chapter. This is accomplished not only by good plotting and creating characters that readers care about, it is also about leaving open questions in readers' minds. End your chapters with a cliffhanger, something the reader will wonder about 3 days or a week later. Updating regularly is key if you want your readers to keep coming back. Make a schedule and stick with it. Posting 2 times a week is optimal, but no less than once a week. If you can't write a new post in that span of time for some reason, let your readers know. They need to believe you're reliable. Building up a backlog of chapters, if such a method works for you, is an excellent way to have posts ready if life happens, and it does. How do you get your readers to click on the next chapter and the chapter after that? Because most Wattpad stories are posted serially, there are gaps of time between posts. It is therefore imperative to leave the reader wanting more at the end of each chapter. This is accomplished not only by good plotting and creating characters that readers care about, it is also about leaving open questions in readers' minds. End your chapters with a cliffhanger, something the reader will wonder about 3 days or a week later. Updating regularly is key if you want your readers to keep coming back. Make a schedule and stick with it. Posting 2 times a week is optimal, but no less than once a week. If you can't write a new post in that span of time for some reason, let your readers know. They need to believe you're reliable. Building up a backlog of chapters, if such a method works for you, is an excellent way to have posts ready if life happens. And life will happen. Be someone Wattpad users want to interact with. Make your profile upbeat and interesting. Highlight parts of your personality that are likely to connect with your readers. Be polite and respectful with your readers and other writers. If you do this, people will feel welcome in your stories and be more apt to read, comment, and vote. Be the kind of person you would want to hang out with. Personally, I never give any negative criticism in public. If I have constructive feedback, I will do it with a DM. Don't disparage yourself or your work. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? Instead of apologizing for work you're not proud of, make it better. It is okay, however, to tell people a story is a first draft. Never say that your story sucks. Today's segment was written by Debra Goelz, who writes as Brittany Charmantine on Wattpad. She is the author of the Wattpad award-winning Mermaids and the Vampires Who Love Them, so make sure to check her out on Wattpad. So there you have it, 7 ways to get started on Wattpad and find your audience. Remember to stay positive and professional and keep writing. We hope this video has been helpful, and as always, thank you for watching. If you've had experience with anything we've discussed in this video, leave us a comment below and let us know how you handled it. And tell us if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in future videos to help you succeed on Wattpad. Remember to like this video and subscribe so that you'll be notified about future videos from Writers Connect. As always, I've been Rodney V. Smith, and I'll see you in the next one.